guys came back. Oh, hi. Hi. I was just going to go sit down and read my book. The art lesson. This is what we chose for today. But first, I just wanted to welcome you guys all back. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed the first story that I read to you a couple of days ago called... What did we read? Yes, we were tired of living in a house. And I am so excited to hear and see the houses that you guys have created. There were so many of you that I think listened to the story, and I wanted to say hi to you. Is that okay? Okay, good. So first of all, I wanted to say hi to Jude and Nolan. Hi, boys. And then Aiden. Hi, Aiden. I loved the picture of you that your mom sent to me, you listening to the story. You look like you were really enjoying yourself. And then Mason and his mom, Diana. I hear that you guys are gonna make a house or have made a house. I hope you share it with me. I can't wait to see it. And Andrew and his brother James. Andrew, thanks for sending in that picture of you. And you gave me the idea that we should read this book today, okay? Thank you. And then Alina and her mom Nisha. Alina, hi. Are you having a good day? Good. And are you ready for this story, Alina? You are? Oh, good. I can't wait to read it. I just have a few more hellos. There's so many. I had to write them down on this piece of paper right here. And then Molly, Tyler, and Breeze. Did you guys make your house? Because I want to see it. Ask mom or dad maybe if they could take a picture and then post it right down here in the comments, okay? Right down there in the comment section. I'd love to see it. And Lillian and her mom, Maureen, did you guys make a house? I hope so. Lillian, did you enjoy the story? Oh, good. I'm so glad. And then all the Payne children, Hudson, Baxter, and Sydney. I hear you enjoyed this story too. And Baxter, you sent me a video and it showed me your awesome house that you built. And you know what? It looks just like your house. I walk by your house sometimes with my dog Zoe. And I love that you put your room and Hudson's room and Sydney's room and then the doors and the windows and the roof. It was awesome. So thank you so much for sharing, Baxter. And thank you everybody for sharing your comments, your pictures. Okay? I want to see more comments and more pictures with the next story that I'm going to read you called The Art Lesson. But I'm missing my friend Feathers. Feathers. Feathers, are you here? Have you guys seen Feathers? You have? Where is she? Over there? Feathers. I don't see her. Where is she? There? Feathers, are you here? I don't. Oh, right there. There she, look, she's reading a book. Let's see what book Feathers is reading. Come here, Feathers, what book are you reading? Feathers is reading another one of my favorite books, Goodnight Moon. What's that, Feathers? Oh, sure, you can go back and finish reading. And then do you want to listen to the new story, The Art Lesson? Okay. Well, Feathers is going to sit right back where she was, and she's going to finish her book, and then she's going to listen to The Art Lesson. This is called The Art Lesson by Tomie DePaola. He's another one of my very favorite authors. Okay, the art lesson. And do you know what? This book is, the author and illustrator is Tomie DePaola. And we talked about that last time. The author is the person who does what? Right. The author is the person who writes the words. And so that makes the illustrator the person who does what? Right. The person who draws the picture. And for this particular book, it's the same person, Tomie DePaola. And this book, here's a big word. This book is an autobiography. And do you know what that means? That means it's a story about Tommy's life. The author, Tomie, this is him right here. He's going to tell us the story of how he first learned to draw and really enjoy art. He was a little boy, maybe around some of your ages, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. So let's find out how Tomie DePaola began his drawing career. So, the art lesson. Tomie knew he wanted to be an artist when he grew up. He drew pictures everywhere he went. It was his favorite thing to do. I'm seeing a lot of artwork on the sidewalk that he's standing in front of. And when I walk my dog Zoe, I see a lot of artwork, a lot of chalk artwork out in front of people's houses. And it's awesome. His friends had favorite things to do too. Jack collected all kinds of turtles. Herbie made huge cities in his sandbox. Jeannie, Tommie's best friend, could do cartwheels and stand on her head. But Tomie drew and drew and drew. His twin cousins, who were already grown up, were in art school learning to be real artists. They told him not to copy and to practice, practice, practice. So he did. He put his pictures up on the walls of his half of the bedroom. And those words there with the red arrow say Tommie's side. His mom put them up all around the house. His dad took them to the barber shop where he worked. Does your mom and dad hang your beautiful pictures all over the house and at work? I'm sure, I bet they do. Tom and Nana, Tommie's Irish grandfather and grandmother, had his pictures in their grocery store. Nana Fall River, his Italian grandmother, put one in a special frame on the table next to the photograph of Aunt Chloe in her wedding dress. Once, Tomie took a flashlight and a pencil under the covers and drew pictures on his sheets. Not sure that was a good idea. What do you think? No. But when his mom changed the sheets on Monday and found them, she said, "No more drawing on the sheets, Tomie." His mom and dad were having a new house built, so Tomie drew pictures of what it would look like when it was finished. Did you ever draw a picture of your house? Yeah, I know. It's lots of fun. Oh, and he drew a picture of his room and his garden. When the walls were up, one of the carpenters gave Tomie a piece of bright blue chalk. Tomie took the chalk and drew beautiful pictures all over the unfinished walls. But when the painters came, his dad said, "That's it, Tomie. No more drawing on the walls." Because the paint's going over it and we don't want, no, that's not good. So then Tomie couldn't wait to go to kindergarten. His brother Joe told him there was a real art teacher who came to the school to give art lessons. "When do we have our art lessons?" Tomie asked the kindergarten teacher. "Oh, you don't have your art lessons until next year," said Miss Bird. "But we are going to paint pictures tomorrow." Do you like to paint pictures at school? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But guess what? At Tomie's school, it wasn't much fun. You know why? Let me tell you. Because the paint was awful. And the paper got all wrinkly. Miss Bird made the paint by pouring different colored powders into different jars and mixing them with water. And the paint didn't stick to the paper very well, and it cracked. And if it was windy when Tomie carried his picture home, the paint blew right off the paper. That's disappointing, isn't it? Yeah. "Well, at least you get more than one piece of paper in kindergarten," his brother Joe said. "When the art teacher comes, you only get one piece." Tomie knew that the art teacher came to the school every other Wednesday, and he could tell she was an artist because she wore a blue smock over her dress, and she always carried a big box of thick colored chalk. Do you wear a smock when you paint? You do? I do too sometimes. Once, Tomie and Jeannie looked at the drawings that were hung up in the hallway. They were done by the first graders. "Your pictures are much better," Jeannie told Tomie. "Next year, when we have real art lessons, you'll be the best one." Oh, Jeannie is such a nice friend, isn't she? Yeah, she sure is. Do you have a best friend like that? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Tomie could hardly wait. He practiced all summer, and then on his birthday, which was right after school began, his mom and dad gave him a box of 64 Crayola crayons. That's a lot of crayons, isn't it? Regular boxes of crayons had red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, black, and brown. And this box had so many other colors: blue violet, turquoise, red orange, pink, and even gold, silver, and copper. Do you have a big box of crayons like that? I used to have a big box of crayons like that. I loved all the different colors. "Class," said Miss Landers, the first grade teacher, "next month, the art teacher will come to our room. So on Monday, instead of singing, we will practice using crayons." I'm not really sure Tomie needs practice with that. But let's see what happens next. Okay, here we go. On Monday, Tomie brought his 64 crayons to school. But Miss Landers was not pleased. "Everyone must use the same crayons," she said. "School crayons." School crayons had only the same old 8 colors. As Miss Landers passed them out to the class, she said, "These crayons are school property, so do not break them, peel off the paper, or wear down the points. Oh my goodness. How am I supposed to practice being an artist with school crayons? Tomie asked Jack and Herbie. That's enough, Tomie, Miss Landers said. And I want you to take those birthday crayons home with you and leave them there. And Joe was right. They only got one piece of paper. Poor Tomie. Finally, the day of the art lesson came, and Tomie could hardly sleep that night. The next morning, he hid the box of 64 crayons under his sweater and went off to school. He was ready. Can you see the box of crayons under his sweater? Right there. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's see what happens in school. Uh-oh. The classroom door opened, and in walked the art teacher. Miss Landers said, "Class, this is Mrs. Bowers, the art teacher. Patty, who is our paper monitor this week, will give out one piece of paper to each of you. And remember, don't ruin it, because it is the only piece you'll get. Now, pay attention to Miss Bowers." Class, Mrs. Bowers began, because Thanksgiving is not too far away, we will learn to draw a pilgrim man, a pilgrim woman, and a turkey. Watch carefully and copy me. Copy? Copy? Tomie knew that real artists didn't copy. This was terrible. This was supposed to be a real art lesson. So he folded his arms and he just sat there. "Now, what's the matter?" Miss Landers asked Tomie. Tomie looked past her and spoke right to Mrs. Bowers. "I'm going to be an artist when I grow up. And my cousins told me that real artists don't copy. And besides, Miss Landers won't let me use my own 64 Crayola crayons." Oh my goodness, poor Tomie. What do you think is going to happen? Maybe. Let's see. Well, Mrs. Bowers said, "what are we going to do?" She turned to Miss Landers and they whispered together. Miss Landers nodded. "Now, Tomie," Mrs. Bowers said, "it wouldn't be fair to let you do something different from the rest of the class. But I have an idea. If you draw the pilgrim man and woman and turkey, and if there's any time left, I'll give you another piece of paper, and you can do your own picture with your own crayons. Can you do that?" "I'll try," Tomie said with a big, big grin. And he did. And he did. And he still does. So that's Tomie all grown up drawing the pictures in all the books that he's written besides the art lesson. So what did you think of that book, guys? You liked it? Me too. It's one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. So what I want you to do now is go grab some paper, any paper. It can have lines on it. It can be plain paper. It can be colored. Anything you want. It can be just a white piece of paper that maybe mom and dad give you from their office. It doesn't matter to me, because I just want to see how creative you guys can be. And then maybe you have some stickers. Easter's coming up. Spring is here. You'll start seeing little critters outside. So maybe you want to do that. Maybe you want to use some markers, or maybe you have crayons you want to use, or maybe you just want to draw with a pencil or a pen. Whatever you want to do, go have fun. Make sure you ask mom and dad to help you get the paper and the pencils and the crayons and the chalk and whatever you want to use. And then when you're done, don't forget, would you share what you drew with me? Really? You would? Oh, good, because I can't wait to see what you draw. Maybe I'll draw something too. Should I draw something? Okay. Okay, guys, thank you again for coming by and listening to my story, and especially for helping me find Feathers. Hey, Feathers, how was Goodnight Moon? Feathers said it was good. Feathers feels a little sleepy now because usually we read Goodnight Moon when Feathers is going to take a nap, so she might be going to go take a nap. Bye. Have a great rest of your day. And you know what? Show me those pictures and I will come back on Monday to read this fun story. Okay? And you're going to help me choose the ending. Bye, my friends. Bye.